Wow. Here we are. This is
Hi.
us. We're back.
Yes. Yes.
um
Back in better than ever.
yeah, sure. Let's go with that. Hello everyone. And welcome back to Wait, No Yeah, the podcast.
Oh, I forgot to say it with
No, it's
you.
okay. It's okay. Um gosh, it's been a minute. We'll just
Yeah,
say that we
it's
took like a holiday break.
a very long
A
holiday
very long
break.
holiday break. But that's okay. I feel like it felt right, you know? Just a little
Yeah.
time off. Um and again,
And it was
like,
also like,
who's crying, you know? No one.
yeah, our three
Yeah,
listeners.
so it's okay. Um but today we're kind of going to be uh talking about what we're looking forward to this year, what we want to accomplish this year.
I
Um
think, what is it? Like New Year's
yeah,
aspirations.
yeah. A little I was about to call it a mood board, but like that's not.
I mean,
There's not like an official
kind
mood
of.
board for me, but like, it's there. It exists in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
um I was kind of thinking that we could maybe, I don't know. I'm talking to like everybody right now. Y'all and baddies in the comments. Let us know for like future whatevers if like you prefer like one person talks about like all their things and then go to the other person, or if like we should do like one and then one on the other and like kind of flip flop or whatever. Because like I never really understand like, or I don't really know which like sounds better, like talking like all about one person's and then going to the next person or going back and forth. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. Um, y'all probably won't, but that's okay. I'll like pretend you did. um, but maybe for this one, it probably would be good to just like one of us talk about ours and then go to the next person, just because they don't exactly like really kind of work for like flip flop back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm really interested in hearing from you today, Miss. So I think you're gonna go first.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I am very much under the like new year, new me um
Which I think is
like
great.
kind
I
of
like that.
side of things. And yeah, so just like going a little bit into this and we can maybe do like a whole podcast about mental health later on,
Sure.
but I was this past year diagnosed with bipolar disorder,
Mm-hmm.
which makes a lot of sense for like everything that kind of, I don't want to say has gone wrong in my life,
Mm-hmm.
but has definitely limited me in a certain capacity.
Mm-hmm.
So I am a medicated queen. Lamictal come through. So the yeah, that's a fun thing about this year is that I am now on the appropriate
Mm-hmm.
medication for my condition, and it really, it's crazy because I feel like there's this kind of connotation that's like pills are bad and like
Sure.
you're gonna become a mindless monster. um Not my experience at all. I don't sleep until noon anymore, and I am not nearly as impulsive as I used to be,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not as reserved, I feel like, because I am naturally an extroverted person. I don't know if you know that, because when you met me, I was already like very closed off, very quiet, very
Sure.
angry with the world.
Sure.
Um, but I'm naturally a very extroverted person. My mom always said it, and I really want to get back to that. That's kind of one of my goals, is to keep up on my medication, and just continue doing stuff that I have missed out on these last couple of years. just going to school and actually being able to focus.
Oh God, yeah.
Traveling, yeah, traveling more, because before, the thought of traveling just gave me way too much
Mhm.
anxiety, both planning and like going to new places. It was fun while I was there in the moment,
Mhm.
but then afterwards it was just like such a stressor for me. But that sucks, because I really do believe you should travel as much as you can,
Mhm.
within your how you're doing, like economically and all that.
Yeah.
But um, so yeah, and then just being more outgoing and hanging out with my friends. I feel like I really neglect my friends, and um, kind of just doing more of that. So that's definitely one of them.
Mhm.
That kind of segues into my second one, which is building better habits. Um, I have a lot of very like rat behaviors in terms of like,
Wait a minute.
you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I feel like I forget to take care of myself a lot.
Sure.
Just like eating shitty food, not going to the gym as much as I should.
Mhm.
Sometimes like not keeping up with my skincare, and um what's it called? I have like and I can't remember if it's like one or two or whatever, but I have like the bipolar side, where it's like I get more depressive episodes than manic episodes.
Okay.
So, I get in really bad habits where I just like won't keep up with myself. And that's something like I really want to change, and I want to build better
Of
habits,
course.
and be good on my skincare and my hair care routines, and what's it called? And also, something that I really want to work on this year is um, actually going through with my hobbies.
Okay.
I've decided that like I want to teach myself basically everything that I can, everything that interests me, everything that I can. So I started with my nails, learning how to do my nails.
Yeah, you really like
Can't
doing
do
that.
acrylics and shit like that. Yeah, and it's just very it relaxes me. I really like doing it, especially when I'm stressed. And I just do like the little, Gel X dupe of them, where it's like the press ons and then, all of this.
Sure.
Um, and one of my goals is to get more creative with it and to do a little more nail designs, because I keep it pretty simple. So I really want to continue that hobby, my painting hobby as well. I'm not the best at painting, but
Okay.
I'm also not the worst.
Okay.
And
Okay. Okay. You know what? Let's talk about this for a moment. You were really good at painting. Okay? Now, I'm not out here
I'm good
saying
at
that you could,
tracing.
do Monet, but but
She's a total
you're really
Monet.
good. Um
Thank you.
and I really like all your paintings that you've done. I think you
Thanks.
do a good job. And imagine, imagine, imagine. Okay. Um, if one day you're able to like translate that into like fancy nail art, you know, you're kind of able to
Yeah,
like
and
do it on a micro scale.
well, I mean, I was talking to you about this before I royally fucked up the canvas I was working on yesterday. I was really impressed with my line work. I was like, okay,
Hmm.
like, yes, drawing 101 coming through, even though I failed the class. What's it called? And I was like really impressed with it. And so sometimes like I forget. I feel like and that's kind of for me part of building better habits is that I am such a negative person.
Hmm.
And recently, now that like it feels like the fog has kind of lifted from my brain, um, what's it called? Yeah, it feels like the fog has like lifted, and it kind of sucked for like the first, because I've been on it for roughly 2 months, like 8 weeks.
Hmm.
And it sucked like the first month that I was on it, because not all, but most of the fog had kind of been lifted from my brain at that point,
Hmm.
and I was getting so wrapped up in everything that I missed out on and all of the mistakes that I made because I didn't get help sooner.
Hmm.
So, just kind of looking back at like, I should have graduated by now, or, I should be 2, 3 years into my like big girl career.
Sure.
Friends I've lost kind of along the way
Sure.
because I didn't know how to control my anger and control my emotions.
Sure.
Um, and I was kind of like in a very sad, negative, angry at the world, angry at everybody kind of space for like a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so now that I am feeling more like I'm just feeling better
Mm-hmm.
these days. I don't really want to like, oh, like everything is sunshine and rainbows. No, but
Of course, because
it's
that's not real.
definitely, yeah, it's that's not realistic, but it's just definitely now it's yeah, it does suck cuz like I said, it's I'm looking back and I'm realizing all the years that I wasted kind of and just being sad, being angry.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying not to dwell on it and I'm trying to be positive. Because I'm still young, you know, not even
Yeah.
25 yet. So I have time, I feel, to turn that around. And um what's it called? Yeah, so I have time to turn that around, hopefully. And so that's one thing I'm working on is just staying positive, not being such a like sad little gremlin anymore, and just trying to look at like the positive things. Because to me, it's crazy that one of my coworkers had said, like, "Oh, you're just like really really positive all the time" or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. See my coworkers, I can't remember what it was, but it was like, oh, you're so positive all the time. And I've got that quite a few times where people are like, oh, you're so like kind and this and that, which is so crazy because I don't see myself like that at all.
Sure.
Like so for me it's just kind of like taking into account how people see me and being like, okay, well, if they see me like that, why can't I see myself like that?
Totally.
So like I said, just building better habits, eating better, you know, drinking more water, different things like that is definitely on my list, and just, you know, staying positive.
Mm-hmm.
So building off from building better habits, my last one is being debt free.
Oh God. Let's take a moment. Did you hear that? That was the sound of us being debt
Mm-hmm.
free.
Oh God, I want nothing more in this world. I do want to take a quick minute and say, death to credit stores or credit scores. Sorry,
God, they're so
death to credit
stupid.
cards. Um, just death to corporate America. I
Fuck
like I said,
capitalism.
my impulse control for a couple years there was not great. I was the definition of I see it, I like it, I bought it. I'm never gonna use it again. Basically, there's so many things, even in my room. Like God, if you look around, it's like again because my one of my what is it called? One of my goals is to, you know, build better habits, and
Mm-hmm.
but one of them was I would pick up these random ass hobbies, do them for like a week, forget about them, and then there went all the money that I spent on this like new hobby that I was supposedly gonna do.
Sure.
So that's why, like I said, like completing my hobbies is definitely on my list, and so you know, getting better at painting, nails. I want to learn how to crochet and knit and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but now it's like, okay, well, I'm going to buy those things when I have extra money to
Mm-hmm.
spend. Or if I want that, I'm going to have to do 3 shipped orders to be able to afford
Yeah.
it. Um,
Set like
what's it called?
is boundaries the right word, or like guidelines, or like um
Yeah, or like something.
yeah, something like that. Set like a
And what's it
yeah, I
called?
don't know.
I hope the microphone caught. I just like cracked my neck really
Oh,
nice.
it definitely did.
Anyway, and so yeah, my goal is to be debt free. I recently got a promotion at work.
Woo!
Um,
Woo!
and so I used to be part time. I had 25 to 30 hours a
Mm-hmm.
week because I was in a much smaller role than I'm going to be now. Now I'm going to be in like technically 2 different departments,
Wow.
kind of splitting my time in half. But before I was just like in the one department running a couple of programs.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, excuse me, like I said, I just woke up. And yeah, so I'm going to be doing a couple things like that. And so yeah, now I'm going to be working part-time. A couple months back, actually not even a couple months back, like last month, they gave me like a significant
Mm-hmm.
raise. Um, and so yeah, and then I still work with my dad. And that's just kind of like, I kind of came to the realization recently that I don't ever see myself not working with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and, just because, like, I'm used to it, he has a lot of trust in me, puts a lot of faith in
Sure.
me. And, um, I just kind of want to show him that he wasn't wrong to do
Of
so.
course.
And, what's it called? And I mean, it's easy because, he tries to boss me around, and I'm like, okay,
Nice try,
sure.
sir.
Um, yeah, like, um, what's it called? Yeah, so it was just like, love being a little Nepo baby. And so, yeah, just because my dad has, like, his own, like, electric business, he's an electrician. And, yeah, so my goal is to start actually paying my credit cards because at a point, again, let's remember,
Mm-hmm.
terrible impulse
Yeah.
control. Um, at a point, I just stopped paying my credit cards. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Then I just stopped.
Yeah.
And both regrettably and thankfully, I'm at that point where they're like, hey, if you pay us this flat fee
Mm-hmm.
that's less than 60% of what you owe, we'll call it good.
What?
Like, we'll call it, yeah, because
No way.
I yeah, and I knew this would kind of happen. I didn't think this soon, but I knew this would happen.
Well, uh, mm, these seem like very nice banks. Like,
No, so it's because the reason I know is this going to really fuck up my credit score? Absolutely. I'm going to essentially have to build it up from scratch because it looks really, really bad that these cards are
mm-hmm.
closed. I think Wells Fargo told me that if I pay the flat fee, they'll reopen it. I'll just have like a smaller
Credit allowance.
limit or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, and then like I could just kind of build it up
Mm-hmm.
again because I think that one it started with, and nobody please, actually, y'all can steal my identity because you don't want it. Um, but what's it
You
called?
couldn't make it any worse, okay?
When I literally, what's it called? So I think that one started at, my limit was 600, and then by the time I like stopped paying it,
Yeah.
it was at 5,500.
Damn.
So it was like, yeah, it was like a pretty decent amount, and I want to keep at least that one just for emergencies only. I have learned my
Sure.
lesson. I will never misuse my credit cards ever again.
That
And
seriously is
yeah,
like
so
really cool and very. I feel like it's just like really cool of
well,
them.
it's like I said, it's not cool because it really fucks your credit. It fucks it so fucking bad.
Sure.
But I knew this was gonna happen because my parents went through the same thing. They had like a shit ton of credit
Mm-hmm.
cards. At a certain point, just stopped paying them because they got overwhelmed, and they had kids and a mortgage and all
Of
this.
course.
Um, and so for a lot of years, even now, I mean, not recently because I had to be like, hey, sorry, but don't look at me. They used my credit to get
Mm-hmm.
stuff, which, if that's like not legal for legal reasons, that was a joke. And so, like the bed that they have, the dining room table they have, they got it off of my credit. They paid for it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's from my credit because theirs is like, my mom's is so fucked up, and it's because we used to get mail, and when I would open it, it was the credit card companies telling her, if you pay this flat fee, we'll call it good. And my mom was like, I'm just not gonna pay the flat fee either. And so she just like was like, no. And so, but I do want to pay the flat fee. I hate
She's
knowing.
funny for that one.
Um, she is, and yeah, it gives me just the worst anxiety, and my goal is to really, and then there are some credit cards that I got just because I needed them. There were some that I got because, well, one actually specifically, I got an Amazon credit card because I thought it looked pretty. um 19-year-old Alex, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Yeah.
um
I feel like Gray would
I
say
don't
the
know
same
why she
thing
thought that
about
was a
his
good idea.
Amazon credit card. So.
And I think we talked about it, and I think that's
Mm-hmm.
like, we kind of told each other like, oh, that's a great idea, because we are each other's, like, how do I put it, like, we're always talking each other in and out of like bad
Sure.
decisions. And what's it called? Not so much like lately. I feel like lately we've both been kind of good, but in those days it was rough.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, yeah. So I just that's my goal. I really want to maybe not this year, but I want to. Well, no, this year I want to get myself out of a good chunk of debt.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I want to help my mom get a car, and for that I need better credit.
Yeah.
And so what's it called? And thankfully, like my brother's trying to like fix his too. So I might be like, hey, co-sign with me, and we'll help my mom get this car.
Sure.
So, because again, she can't even look at credit card applications with the credit she has.
Mm-hmm.
And what's it called? So yeah. And anyway, that's I think I did a little bit less than 15 minutes, or right around 15 minutes. Um, but those are my my goals for 2023. It feels so icky to
Yeah,
say.
it's kind of crazy.
Um, yeah, so I just oh, and therapy. I want to go back to therapy. Just because while the medication is great, don't get me wrong, I never thought I would be this much of an advocate for medication. I kind of was on the bandwagon of like you aren't really you when you're on it. Like I've never felt more like the genuine me. Um, you know, than I don't think I'm phrasing this right, but like I've never felt more me than like when I'm on this medication.
Sure. And that's,
Um,
mm,
and
I,
so
I would imagine a really awesome feeling.
yeah, and it's I mean it's not perfect. I'm still there are days where like I still wake up kind of sad,
Mm-hmm.
or just like not feeling myself, or just not feeling anything. Um, so it's not like a magic cure all. And I think I also really want to go back to therapy and kind of like work through the issues I have. And I feel like through therapy I'll also learn how to build these better habits and maintain them.
That's
And
the
so that's
key.
like a really big goal of mine.
That's the key.
Yeah,
Creating the
and
habit.
because I could talk all I want of like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but sticking to it is a completely different
Mm-hmm.
thing. And yeah, I really want to go back to therapy. I have insurance now after not having insurance for a
Hell yeah.
really long time. Um, and so I really want to take advantage of that because insurance isn't cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and definitely do that. And yeah, that's it. That's it on me.
That's awesome.
I want to, yeah,
I mean,
I'll turn it back over to you.
I'll touch on your last little chunk of stuff you said really quick. I feel like, well, number one, like it will always suck to have any amount of like debt, because that's just like a huge
Mm-hmm.
fucking weight on like anybody's shoulders. Um, but I feel like if there is a quote good time to like have debt, I feel like it is when we're kind of in this like our early to almost mid 20s, you know? Um,
Yeah,
because
because
like
we're only four, and wait, no, are you a year younger than me?
uh yeah, yeah,
You're about to turn
yeah,
24,
yeah,
right? In
yeah,
March. Ew, I forget that.
yeah.
Gosh, not great being a fucking cradle robber. Anyway,
Shut up.
what's it called?
I don't know, I just feel like it's
No,
like a good time because like I don't know, like
we're only four in adult years.
exactly, exactly. It's just I feel like as we get older, like things are going to just become even more expensive, and not even necessarily because of like inflation, like that of course too, like ugh, whatever,
Hmm.
but just be if
Being in the mindset of like wanting to invest in yourself and invest in
mhm.
things.
And like one
Yeah.
day we'll I mean, like technically speaking, you already have a house, but like one day we'll have like a house and like mortgage, and that we have to like consistently pay for, and that comes along with like paying for water, paying for garbage, paying all that stuff. Like, and you have to, you know, and
Yeah.
then um one day, like having like a family, that's going to be extremely expensive, and that would, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like, would be a way worse time to like have debt like that. Like, and it'll happen, like, for sure. Even if it's like a small little amount that's like annoying to pay off, maybe not as crazy as like maxing out a card, who knows. But like, if there's any good time to like have debt, I feel like now is okay. It still sucks because we don't make a
Mm-hmm.
ton, so it is like an effort to really pay it off. But if
Yeah.
there's any time like now, yeah, all right. But that's really cool. I'm very proud of you, um, that you're gonna
Thank you.
work on that and do that because that's hard. I'm dealing with that too, so it's
Yeah.
just like it's gross and it doesn't feel good and it makes you feel all the things like
Mm.
negative to have that debt weighing on you. But it's okay. We got it and we'll take care of it. It'll be good. Debt free, baby. We got this.
Period.
Um, so one of the things that I've been doing, technically in April it'll be a year since I like went on my little banking app and like put like a savings goal because they have like an option to um like set like a number you want to try and save to like with your savings account that you have or whatever. um so in April last year I set up one, so to $1,200. Obviously it can go over that, but I wanted to try and save up for a puppy. I know. Okay.
I know, it's so
um
exciting. On your dog dad
I
shit.
know. um so I set that up in April last year, and long story short, after having to pull money out of there multiple times, I am now officially at my goal of 1,200, and I still have money going into there every
Okay.
paycheck. So I should definitely have the money I need to get a puppy here in a few months when that happens. And
I think you
that's
need to talk about the specific puppy that you
yes,
want.
okay. Do you guys want like a puppy reveal? I don't have the puppy yet.
A dream puppy
Dream
reveal. There we
puppy
go.
breed, I guess, reveal. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I have wanted a Dalmatian um, since I was like little. Um, yes, whatever. Probably influenced by 101 Dalmatians. Everybody can shut up. It's fine.
Great movie.
I've that's one thing I've really stuck to, like as far as like a goal of mine was to one day like have a dog, just generally speaking, and to have a Dalmatian because that's what I've always wanted. And it looks like that's gonna be happening sooner than I think. It's already about to be February,
Mm-hmm.
um, and that's just crazy. I'm very excited. Um, of course, like scared, but I'm not really worried. I'm very confident in myself and my like training abilities and like being a dog dad or whatever. Um, I'm very excited. I think it'll be really fun. I know I'm gonna like training because I'm actually pretty good at it with like all the dogs we've had growing up as like family. Um, and the idea of training my own and like doing it how I want to and like making sure like because I know I'm gonna want to like stick to it and be like, when I say strict I mean like just consistent, really not really strict but like consistent about like how I train and everything. So that's really exciting for me. But yeah, that should be happening within the first half of this year. And I'm
Yay!
very excited. um I think I already have a name picked out. Um, so that's really cool.
What is it?
Do we want to do a name reveal too? Okay. Um,
Yes.
so
You have to talk about it. You have to
yes,
manifest
okay,
it.
yeah, yep, you're right, you're right. Okay. Let's do this then. So for the longest time I thought I wanted a girl, because I'd always heard and somewhat like witnessed, but like not really, that they're like easier to train, just like they listen better. But like I don't know if that's like real or not or what, but I'm really basing it on the name. And while no specific name really has like a gender or whatever, sometimes one does fit better a little bit. And so at the end of the day, I'm really basing it on whatever like name sounds like right to me. And this name honestly could actually go either way. So that's why I'm also kind of excited about it. And at the end of the day, it probably will just end up being about whatever dog speaks to me more, whatever puppy speaks to me more. So first, I wanted it to be. Um, I really liked the name Arlo. I've liked that
Okay,
name
cute.
since like 2015. It's not like that long, but I really liked it. It was really cute. I never really heard it too much. But I've since moved on. I was looking at like uh the United States like most popular names like throughout the decades or whatever, and I was looking at old names, like 1900s, 1880s, like stuff like that. And I came across a
They were
name.
named like such cutesy names, too.
Do you know what's interesting? There's a lot of really diverse and interesting and like funky spelled like traditionally like male names, and all like the traditionally like female names, a lot of them ended in IE, which I think is so interesting,
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Susie,
very cutesy
Mary,
names.
stuff like that. So that was just interesting to like kind of see all that. But anyway, the name that I found that I really like and Gray really likes, and he thinks it'd be really sweet, was at the bottom of one of these lists. So like not near the top towards like super popular. It was like if the list was like out of 20, it might have been longer than that. It would have been at like 18. It was something like that. And it's the name Dewey.
Dewey?
Mm-hmm.
That's cute.
Um,
Like Malcolm in the Middle?
Uh, do you know what's so funny? There's actually more things than I really recognize or like remembered that like have had that name that I like just forgot about. So yeah, and I really do like that show. But there was and Dewey from Scream. Um,
Uh
and like I
huh.
think two other things, but
Because it's like short for Dwight, right? It's like traditionally it's like the shortened
I
version of
looked it up
Dwight.
and it doesn't seem like it is. I don't know.
Oh.
It's like there's like multiple different spellings of it. I think it's maybe short for something, but I don't think it's Dwight. I think they just like made that joke in Scream. I don't know.
Well, no, because I think I once met a Dwight. I worked with him at one of my old
Mm,
jobs. But he'll probably never listen to this. But if for some reason he does, I hate you. Um, yeah, and he was like telling me, he's like, oh, well, like, my family calls me Dewey. He's like, but I kind of hate it because I'm like, a grown man and they're calling me Dewey. So that's why I
mm,
always thought um, it was like the shortened version. Like, like I'm in Alexandra that goes by
sure.
Alex. I thought it was like one of those,
I
but
mean, it definitely could be,
yeah.
but I feel like when I looked it up, it wasn't. Either way, I think that's gonna be the name because it could work either way, whether
That's
it's like a
cute.
boy or a girl. I like Dewey is really cute.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know the second name I really liked, and I still really like? When I read this one on the list, it made me cry.
Uh-huh.
Roscoe.
Oh, that's cute. That's like
It's
a
so
that's a dog
cute.
name. Like
It's
it's
so
cute, but it's like
cute.
a like if I met someone named Roscoe, I'd be like, "Oh my god, you have a dog name." You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I really liked it, and the reason why I really liked it is because do you do you know about the show Phil of the Future on Disney Channel? Okay.
Mhm.
So, I think his name is Raviv Ullman. He was in a Disney Channel original movie, I believe Pixel Perfect, and his character's name in that was Roscoe, and I love that movie. I love that movie. I would cry
Mhm.
today if I watched that movie. I probably watched it like last year or something, but like, Anyway, so that was like a second name that I really liked. Um, but yeah, yeah, it's the year of getting a dog for me, and it's happening
Absolutely.
sooner
It's
than
gonna
I had thought,
happen.
and it's really crazy, but I'm
Uh
really
huh.
excited. Honestly, the biggest hurdle is going to be where I can even find one, because there's very few super close to Oregon specifically. Um, a lot of them are in like middle of the country to like the eastern seaboard.
You, well, actually, you might have a better chance in Reno because we're closer to
Yeah,
California. And you can find anything in
yeah,
California. That is a proven
yeah.
fact.
Well, there's definitely. I think I saw like three or four or something. It's just, I guess the second like hurdle or whatever is going to be about like timing. Because I talked to like um, one place in Washington, I think, and they were having puppies. They had puppies ready, or they would have been ready, I think, in February. So like in a couple weeks, they'll technically be ready or whatever. Um, that's obviously too soon. And I asked her just because like Washington's not too far away. I asked her when they were planning on having like another litter or whatever, and she was like, not until like next year, like 2024. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So some of these places, well, that's probably a good thing, and I that's really awesome. That they don't do it super frequently because that's probably for the best. Um, that obviously would be kind of scary. Like my brain almost immediately went to like, oh my god, everybody only does one a year, so like I'm never gonna find anything. But that's obviously not the
Mm-hmm.
case. So the location of how we're gonna get it and like litters being born is kind of gonna be like the really big like trying to figure that out. Um, and then tying into that, but we'll talk about it on the next episode, is about moving and finding a place with like a little bit of yard space. But that's all I'll say. We'll talk about moving in the future.
I have lots of strong feelings about moving as well, so we could, in theory, do a
Whole
whole
episode, we
episode
probably
because,
could.
oh man, do I have thoughts, feelings, and
Okay,
concerns.
let's do that next time. I like that. That'll be
Okay.
fun. We'll get heated probably.
Oh, absolutely, we
uh,
will. I'm heated just thinking about
yeah.
it.
Ugh. Fuck off with all that. Anyway, um, next thing for the year, I'm thinking I'm going back to school in the fall or maybe even
Okay.
sooner. I don't know. Like I could
Yeah.
start with spring term if I wanted. Um so Gray was like, you should do your FAFSA, like, because he was like, when are you planning on going back to school? And I was like, well, I could definitely try and go like next fall, like fall of this year, 23. Just because I already feel like I've had a long enough break off of school. Like, I feel good. I feel fine, honestly. I think even if I had taken like 2 terms off, which is kind of about how long it's been almost, in March it'll be like 2 terms off, and like summer, of course. Um, but I think that would be totally fine. But what's really getting me excited about potentially going back to school, um, and I would like anyway, but like it's mainly about like doing it sooner than I originally thought, um, is the fact that I did my FAFSA, okay, because mama ain't rich. Um, I need all the help I can get.
I felt that.
Um, and so I went to go fill it out the other day, okay, and in the past, and maybe this is not even the right way you're supposed to do it, and maybe that's where I've messed up or whatever, but in the past I would just hit like renew my form for like for like the 20 blah 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 to 20 blah 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 school year or whatever. I would just renew it, and like it would ask me like filler questions, and then I would just submit, and it took like a minute, whatever. But I was like, well, I didn't do I did no, I did the FAFSA for the previous year because I had to, but I was like, I feel like I should just start a new one, like whatever, like, and not hit renew because you can always hit like start a new one or whatever. So I hit start a new one, and I really don't think I entered in anything super groundbreaking or whatever. So I'm still a little confused on happy but confused about what I'm about to talk about. Um, but it it didn't let make me say anything about my parents. And up until this
I
point,
think it's because at a certain age you don't have to. I can't remember if it's 23 or 24. Um, you don't have to put your parents down
well,
anymore.
that's what I'm wondering
And
because um so
no, yeah, because I think when I was 23, because I was close to turning 24, because I was turning 24 that
uh-huh.
year, um, they were like, I had like the opportunity to like, get money, but then like I ended up not going to
Uh-huh.
school. So I missed out on that. And, but yeah, I think it's once you turn 24, but it works on because you're turning 24 this
Mhm.
year, it already counted you as 24. And that's why you didn't have to put your parents down.
Interesting because I kind of um just assumed that it would like I don't know, not like it would congratulate me, but like I think I thought it would like more explicitly show me that like, hey, like we don't need your parents' information like officially, like you can just talk about you or whatever. Um, so like it kind of came out of the blue when I was filling it out. It was like, yep, just like go on to the next page. Like you don't. It asked me if I wanted to enter my parents' information. And I was like, no, why would I want to do that? Because before,
Yeah, you're like completely independent.
yeah, which is, I mean, I have been for a very fucking long time. So like, finally, Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what? Willow's snoring right now, and it's really cute. But I was just really thrown off because it was like, you are an independent student, based on blah 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 or whatever. This is what the page said. Not exactly, but it was like you're an independent student. Blah 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 blah. Um, you do not need to put your parents' info, like hit next or whatever. And it said, it asked me if I wanted to still though or whatever. For whatever reason, I don't know why you would. I'm sure for some people it might be beneficial. Who knows? For like certain circumstances or whatever. But I was like, no, of course not, because to the government, they make enough money to where they should be paying for my schooling. But ha ha ha, that's not how life works. And they have more than just one child, and they have bills. Weird, I know. Um, so I was like, yeah, of course not. Hit next or whatever. Um, asked for my tax information because obviously it's still going to ask for that because it needs to know how much I make in a year to base, you know, what they give me off of that. Um, and I entered that. It allowed me to skip like entering in like what I have in my checking and savings account. Um, and I was like, if you're letting me skip, yeah, I will. One, there's not that much in there other than my savings, so like it doesn't. It's not like I'm fucking balling or whatever secretly. But like, I was like, if you don't need me to, of course I'm not going to, because like I want you to just base it on how much money I made in the year you're asking, because that will just show you anyway about like how much I have in a year, you know? So I did that, and then it was like, cool, you submitted, everything looks good. For the first time ever, I don't know if it, I don't think it directly translates to a dollar amount, but like that stupid estimated family contribution number or whatever,
Oh,
for the first time
God.
ever, it, because in the past, all the years I've gone to like college classes or whatever, it's always been in like the 15 to like 16 like thousand, like whatever, like that was always the number. And do you know what it was for just me? It said like 4,000, and I was like, yeah, bitch, because I don't make
Damn.
that much. Like I can't just casually pay for my schooling. Like I
Mm-hmm.
don't even make in a month what it would cost to pay for a term of school, like not by a long shot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like hell yeah. And then at the bottom of that email I got or whatever, it said based on like this or whatever, even though it's nothing's official yet, like you should be eligible for the biggest thing on there. Not like big, but like the most important thing to me going back to school on there was the Pell Grant, the federal Pell Grant, because
Mm-hmm.
that means I could go to PSU for free to finish off my schooling. I have to have good grades, which
Damn.
I do, and I have to be eligible
Mm-hmm.
for that. I could go to school for
Yeah.
free. I could cry. I could go to school for free. I am not getting too
Yes,
excited.
absolutely.
I have, it hasn't been officially processed. I don't think. I haven't checked my email cuz it's like the weekend, so I don't think it will yet. I don't know. But I could go to school for free. I could go to school for free.
which is
Ugh.
literally congratulations. You are such a good student, and so I know you're gonna get continue the good grades. And we're manifesting. You're gonna get this money. You're gonna go to school for free. You're gonna get your big boy
I
job,
know.
and you're gonna be able to spoil your beautiful Dalmatian Dewey as much as you want. And I truly, truly, truly believe that for you
Thank
because
you.
I know you could do it.
Thank you.
You guys can't see because we're on FaceTime, but Alec is literally about to cry.
Stop! Don't call me out. Oh, it's just
They
so
need to see what
crazy
I
because,
see.
like, obviously, I have fucking debt still from like the all the schooling I've done up until this point. And hopefully, if the fucking United States of dumbasses, I've been watching that '70s show and a couple episodes of that '90s show, and I've really been liking the word dumbass.
Yeah, oh, Red is so
So
funny.
anyway, sorry. Um, but
There you
if
go.
they get their crap together or whatever, hopefully like 10K of that gets taken off, and then I will only have like about 10K to pay off, which is like fine, but that's a lot more fucking doable than 20 plus if I had to, or if I do
Yeah,
have to like continue
absolutely.
paying for schooling. So like I'm just really grateful. Again, I'm not like getting my hopes up until like I get the official like FAFSA letter or whatever that says like, all right, you officially do qualify for X, Y, and Z. Your school is aware of this, and like we'll let them know, and like blah 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 blah. Apply now, go ahead, whatever. Until then, like I think it's really cool that that might happen, but I'm not just gonna assume because I don't want to get too excited and then get let down. But think, I
Hmm.
think we'll be okay, and I think I'll be going back to school for free.
Oh, okay. I believe in you.
Oh
Yeah,
God, it would just
absolutely.
be awesome. Now I just need to figure out what exactly I want my bachelor's degree to be. So I had to take Spanish
Hmm.
though, because
I'm so excited.
I
I'm so
know
excited.
I've been like really excited
I've
about
been
it.
telling you that you need to learn Spanish, not even just
I'll feel
because,
sexy.
you're a
I'm gonna
Latino,
say it.
but just because selfishly it is hard for me because sometimes there's memes in Spanish that I think are hilarious, and I'm like, Alec would crack the fuck up if he saw
Sure,
this,
sure.
but then I feel like if I have to explain it to you it's not as funny.
Yeah,
So selfishly I need you to learn Spanish, um because I just need you to learn Spanish. I have no other, I don't feel I have to go further into
yeah,
that.
yeah. I, 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 I support that, and I like that you support me in the selfish way.
Of course.
I like that.
Hmm.
You know what I told Gray? I was like, and like it'll be so good because like I'll have Alex. She'll be my like study buddy.
Absolutely, I
She'll
will.
help
Just
me.
know that I'm not the best at grammar.
Okay, but here's the
Um,
thing. It's going to be it's basically going to be like baby Spanish. I'm pretty sure the course outline
mhm.
was like
¿Dónde está la
it's
biblioteca?
gonna be like basic like understanding of like blah, and like pronunciation, which I actually really need help with. Because I have a really
Hmm.
hard time like
Which isn't.
I have a really hard time rolling my R's. I can't do it.
I think there was one time
See, and because
where
watch,
we were really
I'm
drunk.
showing her hands right now. Instead of like rolling or whatever, that's not even a good roll.
Uh huh.
Instead of like rolling, like imagine this is rolling an R. I more so like hit it. I just like but
I could not pronounce my R's either when I was a kid, and my cousins used to make fun of me a lot for it. It is hard, but I think like it's not like you don't have to roll your R's as much as you think you do.
Yeah. Oh, I
Especially
believe
because
that.
I feel like if you, no, but I just quickly wanted to say about the time, I think, oh, I hope you didn't hear my stomach. What's it called? Sorry, I'm kind of hungry. About the time we were really drunk,
Mm-hmm.
um, and we were making, I don't remember what,
Enchiladas.
um,
Enchiladas.
yes, we're making enchiladas, and, I was like trying to teach you how to say words, but you kept saying them with a French accent.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, for why.
That's so funny.
And
It's because
then
that's like
I
the
just
only like language class that I had took consistently, and like so my brain is like French.
it was just so funny to me because it was like your pronunciation, if it was in French, would have sounded great, but it was just
I see.
like
Here's the thing.
for
I
Spanish,
can
it's
be
like a
really
little bit
good
different.
at pronunciation, when I know how to do it. That's why I'm really good at accents. That's like where I'm really good at like making voices.
You
Is
are really
because
good at
like
accents.
I can control my tongue. I'm just gonna say it, okay? I don't know, but like I just can't roll my R's. But I think
Yeah,
I'm probably
well,
just
we'll
thinking
we'll
about
work
it
on
too
that.
hard, so it's fine. But that
Yeah.
I have to take Spanish. I have to take a language because I fucked around too much in my French class in high school, to where I didn't get the grade they want me to have, to where like it is approved by like college requirements or whatever. So I'll have to take
Hmm.
a language class, and I'm just like, I'm doing Spanish, and also now that it's probably going to be for free, fuck yeah, I'm taking Spanish. You joking? And I'm not
Yeah.
going to take it for granted. I'm going to treat it, because I kind of have to, like, anyway, to make sure I get good grades. I'm going to treat it like I am paying for this shit. Like, just because it's going to be for
Hmm.
free doesn't mean that, like, I'm going to be like, I can just, like, retake or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to do it. Like, it's just school. And I'm going to really try my best. And I really want to, like, make sure I don't, like, get too, like, scared or anything.
Yeah.
About
No.
like speaking in
Who
front of
knows?
people
Maybe
or anything or whatever.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe you like start learning, and then the ancestors, your Mexican
Mm-hmm.
ancestors, just kind of take over, and it becomes really easy for you.
That
Yeah.
was Little
Who
Mermaid,
knows?
but
Oh, I cannot wait for you to get into Spanish music. It's gonna happen. Whether I have to force it down your throat.
here's the thing: as soon as I understand things, I probably will be all up in it. Cause I'm gonna be like, damn,
Yeah,
she
I feel
hit
like you're
that.
gonna. Yeah, no, you're gonna. I think the last time I saw you guys, I made you guys listen to the Bad Bunny album.
I like that.
But what's it
Did I
called? Yeah, but I
understand?
feel
Not
like
really. Maybe things here and there, but like it was
you were
fun. It
vibing
was
though.
vibes.
Yeah, we were driving.
Yeah.
You're so funny.
Ugh. It'll be good though. It'll be good. Um, I feel like I'm good. I feel like that's
Yeah.
I feel like that's pretty good. Um, I feel like we're just under an hour. I feel like that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's it. Like, I think some of it was just us kind of talking at some
Yeah,
points.
yeah. But that was good. I liked
Uh,
talking about all of that stuff. It felt good to talk about because like
and yeah, it's like you feel more
yeah,
motivated now that it's like out there. It's not just sitting in your
yeah.
brain. It's like out in the world.
It makes a difference. Talking, uh a whole part of, damn, that tree's wiggling. It's windy outside right now.
Yeah, it's
Good
still
lord.
it's still snowing over here.
It's clear skies over here, but it's cold and windy. Anyway, I'm just getting distracted like a little squirrel. Anyway, um a big part of manifestation and like speaking things into existence of like what you want is speaking it, is like saying it. You can have it all up here and you can want it all you want, like up in your head or whatever, but you have to talk about it, because talking about it makes you active and makes you act on it. So I think that's important for both of us. Um,
Hmm.
and yeah, I'm very excited for this
Yeah,
year. It
I
feels good.
think
It feels good. I'm excited
yeah,
about
I
turning
feel like
.24.
there's
Like,
something which is so great. I forget that you're like a couple months younger than when I which we've talked about before, and I know you hate
yeah,
it when we bring it up. But sometimes we just like forget. I
hmm,
think because it's just not a significant enough gap
yeah,
that like I remember it, but then
because
at the
it's
same
not
time, it's like when I
exactly a
do
year.
remember,
Like, it's
no.
yeah,
So yeah, I think what trips me up is that like you were exactly like 1 year under us, like in school, like school wise. I
yeah,
think that's
yeah.
what
I would
kind of
agree
like
because it's like a different um, it's a different grouping. I don't know how to word it, but like
Yeah.
I get that.
And but yeah, because me and Gray were we were late starters. In which he's because me and him are exactly a month apart. He's August, I'm
Mm-hmm.
September. So we like just made that
Yeah,
cutoff for kindergarten, I think. So that's crazy. Yeah.
yeah. My sister, my youngest sister, she her birthday's in October. So she had to start school a year like later or something.
Later.
So I don't know exactly how the math will work out just because I haven't checked, but she may or may not be older than when she graduates or
She was
younger.
probably
I don't
6
remember. I don't know
in
how that works.
kindergarten. She's gonna graduate when she's, I think she might be 18, almost 19 by the time she graduates.
Yeah, like oh yeah. So like the year she like in for up here it's June. So like that June she graduates will be the year she turns 19, like 4 months later. That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because when I graduated, I was 17.
Yeah, that's wild. Anyway,
Yeah. But
I hope you
yeah, I think this
guys
is a good
I
episode.
hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know how many people will listen since it's been a minute, but I'm definitely gonna make Gray share it. And if you came from when I make Gray share it, like his story, thank you. I appreciate that. And you've gotten to this point. If you're on YouTube, give the video like a like. um, if you're feeling
If
really
you know
funky
me from high
fresh,
school,
share it on your story. Like, come on now.
I'm like, if you know me from high school, no, you didn't. Um, please don't interact
Please
with
don't
me.
like message me about
Um,
this. I don't want to talk.
I'm off social media. I'm off social media for a reason,
Yeah.
but I appreciate you
Yeah. Yeah. No, we
for
appreciate
listening.
it. I think it was a good little break though. And it'll feel
Yeah,
good to
for
get back
sure.
into it because there's a lot of exciting stuff as we've talked about happening this year. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like
We'll have lots to talk about.
we on our own can keep our like personal selves accountable because I know we're strong enough to do that, but I feel like doing the podcast will like really reinforce that because it'll be like, hey girl, how you doing, how's it going?
Yeah, like what's the update?
um but yeah, this is a good little podcast. I hope you guys enjoy it. um I want to be a little bit more consistent about it this year. I'm hoping for, and I'm saying this right now with you here and while we're still recording, maybe at least every 2 weeks, if we can do maybe sometimes
Mm-hmm.
like one a week, cool. But like, I think I want to at least do like every 2 weeks or something. I feel like
Yeah, I
I
think
feel like
every
that's
2 weeks
healthy,
works for me.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Acting like this is a part of one of our jobs. But it's just fun and it'll be good for us, I think.
I think so
Yeah.
too.
All right. Sign them off, Alex.
Well, thanks again for listening, no matter what avenue you came from, and we hope you have a really good 2 weeks until the next time we talk
All
again.
right. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.